Good morning, everyone. JT here, Serenity Farms, prepping. 8 a.m., 7 degrees. Feels a little warmer. We're going to go for a walk in a minute, and I'm going to talk. All right, I'm back. So, Trump will win. It all still collapses. That's the theme of today's video. You don't need to look at my face, so I'll turn the camera around and let you see some nature while we talk. All right, you got a little bit of my arm there. So let's track this. Ooh, that's a good sized print. Thought it was the neighbor's cat. Probably not, probably a fox. So, what do I mean? Trump wins, it all still collapses. Well, as we know, I've mentioned before, there are two deep states. A very evil, maniacal, satanic one that wants to kill us all. And then a greedy deep state that simply wants to keep making more money, doesn't necessarily want us all killed. So, if you're to believe any of the white hat crap, they're the ones that are making the decisions right now, which is why Trump will be reinstalled. Definitely a fox running along the ridge. Oh yeah, good size. All right, so Trump will win because it's pretty much preordained. The deep state greedy fellas will simply stay out of the way and not allow the selection to be rigged in favor of the Democrats. Trump will pander to 4 or 5 different groups. They all know that he will spend like a drunken sailor, and that's what they want. But make no mistake, he is still controlled. Very likely by the Zionists, which he may be one of, but unfortunately or fortunately, we're going to see. Okay, so why does it all still collapse? Because too much has been set in motion to be stopped. You reach a certain point. Here's an analogy. You got a tree in your backyard. It's been growing for years. It's in the wrong place, but you love it. Kids swings, carving your names, tree fort with dad, the whole deal. Every once in a while, a limb falls off that you saw was bad. So you're like, oh, we should take it down. But you move the limbs, it appears good. You carry on. Then roots start coming up out of the ground and you're like, still looks really strong. Still not really addressing the root problem. Pun intended. Oh, the fox went across the bridge. Still flowing year round. Oh, that noise is peaceful. So, years go by, the tree starts to lean a little in one direction. Kind of like this massive bad boy. You know it should come down, but it's got a lot of memories. And if you pretend nothing's wrong, you can pretend nothing's wrong. Then one day a massive limb falls off. Maybe grazes your garage or hits a car, and you decide it's got to come down. So you get out the chainsaw, you get out some ropes to tie it down, maybe some wedges. You're gonna do this right. It's time. So you start cutting, take out your little watermelon slice on one side, move around to the back, gaze fondly at the mark on the tree where it says, I love you, you love me, that kind of stuff. And you begin the cut. You get about a third of the way through and you can feel it. You can sense it. The tree is starting to lean. So you step back out of the way. Suddenly, and without warning, the wind shifts. And you realize in an instant that all the years of pretending are just about ready to come back and kick you in the ass. And you watch hopelessly as the tree changes direction and falls on your car and your house, totally demolishing both. You stand there with your finger up your ass, wondering how it all went wrong. You did everything right. The right cut, had a guy wire, rope, put a little wedge. Knowing all along, you should have cut it down years ago. Well, that's where the country's at. Soon we'll be right there, and right there, and right there. It can't be stopped. It wasn't designed to be stopped. Now, some would say that the less evil deep state also want the demolition of America. They just want a controlled one so they can rebuild it in their image. Ah, that's beautiful. So, Trump wins, but he can't change a thing. He doesn't really want to. In terms of, sorry, I'm slipping and sliding. In terms of spending, he's going to give the military trillions. He's going to bail out the banking system by allowing it to collapse. Oh, did you hear yesterday he vowed there'll be no CBDC? Yet he's planning, according to the Q-tards, the QFS, which is a digital monetary system. He's had a spokesperson come out and say that Social Security, retirement, Medicare will all be done away, and a UBI will be instituted. Huh. So, what he means to say is there'll be no CBDC until he gets in, and then he'll be his own. But the bottom line, there is no food, no clean water, no medicine, no supplies, no tools, no infrastructure, nothing. It's all been intentionally decimated. That does not come back overnight. The rioting, the looting, the assaulting, the burning, the Democrat terrorists setting off dirty bombs, cesspool shithole cities burning to the ground, people literally starving to death, rioting over food, gladly accepting FEMA camps. It's all going to happen regardless of who wins the election. It can't be stopped. Now, there's a couple channels who remain a little more optimistic than I do that those of us who survive will rebuild. For very educated people, I believe they're very naive. Survive? Rebuild? Now, I plan on surviving. Where I am, I may be left alone because those who are elites and living in their bunkers and this and that and the other thing, they're not going to worry about us. They figure we'll die off anyway. But, so I'm going to survive. I don't see rebuilding as part of that plan. I'll just continue to build on what I have. Survive with my small group. Maybe at some point we decide to venture out and see what the heck's going on. But today, my plan is to hunker down because there'll be no choice. I'm not pessimistic, but I'm not optimistic. I'm middle mystic. But I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Just remember, Trump wins, but nothing will change. The collapse will happen no matter what. Maybe it's a little less and fewer die. All right. Happy Friday. Just being real. I don't pretend things aren't as bad as they are. I don't turn and look the other way. I don't sugarcoat what you people need to know. If you want to hear it, you'll hear it. If you don't want to hear it, you'll click on to some video short of some skank dancing for 30 seconds who's got 3 million views because she got a nice booty. That's where the mentality of this country is at. All right, JT, sign out.